Hi guys, a bit of an update on the powered armor heads-up display mod I'm working on. I have got it integrated with immersive HUD pretty well actually. It seems to work just fine. I can toggle immersive HUD on and off with the standard toggle. Everything works as normal. If I sprint after a certain while, once it gets to a certain point, there you go, action points appear and so on. So all of the rules used for the normal heads-up display are now applicable to the powered armor HUD, which means you've got a very minimalistic heads-up display. A few things to note based upon the last video. You may notice there's still a darkening around the edges because you're wearing power armor. That is something that some people like and some people don't. If you don't like it, there's actually a mod that will remove that for you. However, if you're going to use it with my powered armor HUD, you have to use the version that doesn't replace the main model, and that's the one that fixes the issue of rain on the bottom half of the screen. I'm giving it some thought as to how I can actually remove that myself. I'm not totally sure how to do it. If I can figure out how to remove that, I may include it as an option. I may also try and fix the rain on the bottom half of the screen. I have no idea how to do that at the moment. As I said, I would suggest using this other mod. I will try and remember to put a link to it down below. If I can't figure out how to do it myself, what I might do is try and come up with a compatibility patch between my mod and that mod, which shouldn't be too hard, to be honest. Now, even though I have managed to integrate it with immersive HUD, I'm not actually happy with it because it still has that annoying thing where, you know, if I put the heads-up display on, if I aim, it flicks on and off briefly. And the same is true if I look at containers, things like armor workbenches. It is less of a problem when using immersive HUD, as I suspected it would if I turn the thing off. You know, when you aim, there's very little on except for the ammo because of immersive HUD, and when you look at things, it has almost no effect whatsoever. But it's still annoying me. It is annoying me, and I suspect in combat it could be, well, it's with the aiming. If it keeps flicking on and off, I'm not totally sure how annoying that would be, but I suspect it's going to be one of those things that people would prefer not to be there. So I'm moving on to stage 2 directly. I've started to play around with inserting my own heads-up display elements, invisible ones currently, with the aim to have those elements do the manipulation of the heads-up display. The advantage to that is I think I can get it updating pretty much instantly, something like 30 times a second, which is the refresh rate of the heads-up display. It will detect if something has been hidden and you know, show it again. This will mean there will only be a tiny fraction of a second where things flicker, and I think you won't even notice it that much if it is for 1/30th of a second as you do that. You know, if I put the heads-up display back on, oh, excuse me, and this is the other reason I'm going on to stage 2. It is occasionally, where's the health gone? There you go. It is occasionally a little slow to respond, and I don't like that. It can be slow to respond because both immersive HUD and the power armor HUD are doing the same thing at the same time, and it's putting a little strain on the system. Not the same thing, but they're both accessing the same system. So I want to speed it up and make it more fluid and get it so that if you do aim, that thing happens in a 30th of a second. That little flicker, 30th of a second, you'll barely notice it. Obviously, once I've got that done, stage 3, which is where I replace the standard heads-up display elements with ones I create myself that look slightly different to the main heads-up display, maybe slightly better for powered armor, that's pretty close to a possibility. I will obviously have to become a bit of a flash artist. I will have to learn how to make nice looking animations rather than just bog basic things, although you could argue the default heads-up display for Fallout 4 is pretty basic actually, isn't it? It really is. But you know, I'll learn how to make dials. Perhaps if you want a dials option, or do some bars that look a little more power armor-ish. I don't know if that makes any sense. So anyway, there you go. I've actually got the thing working with Immersive HUD, but I'm just not happy with how it's working right now. Would I personally use it in its current state? Yes. If I was playing Fallout 4, I would probably use this. I do like the clean heads-up display. I like the extra real estate. I would probably put up with it, but I'm not sure I'm comfortable releasing it whilst it's still doing this strange flicking on and off thing. I mean, there you go. Look at the ammo. It's not hugely reliable, whereas Immersive HUD's pretty reliable. It may take a quarter of a second every now and again, or a fifth of a second for something to hide or show, but it's pretty reliable. This seems to take maybe a little longer, and I think it's because Immersive HUD and Powered Armor HUD are both using the same system, and so it's slowing things down. So keep your eyes on this space, so to speak. I will keep you updated. I have started stage 2. It is actually looking quite hopeful. Now it's just a matter of doing the legwork and getting all the elements to show when needed and making it consistent and obviously bug free. So I'll keep you updated, and thank you for watching.